something has caught my eye today, and I wanted to talk about it because I think it makes a lot of sense for both sides and the player. So, ML Football came out with a post on X of a hypothetical trade that would send Bryce Young to the New York Giants for a second round pick. And it got me thinking, it's actually a trade that would work out for both sides and a certain someone's job. So let's freaking talk about it. Now, I really want to quickly talk about the horrific 2 weeks for the Carolina Panthers and the situation between the Panthers and Bryce Young. Now, as everyone knows, Bryce Young has been benched for week 3 for no other than Andy Dalton, who is on a decrease in his career and is now just a solid to subpar backup quarterback. He is not looking the same as he used to when he was in Cincinnati. But do I believe that Bryce Young should have been benched this early on in the 2024 season? No, not at all. But I completely understand if you are a Carolina Panthers fan that it's hard to watch Bryce Young right now. But personally, he's only going into his second year, and with an O-line who's just been trash bags to him. They said last year that Bryce Young has been a shock that he wasn't injured last year because there was no O-line to protect them. And I think that's the same thing this year. Now, but I believe that the Panthers team goes way beyond the quarterbacks or the O-line's fault. I think this goes along the management, who is just totally brand new, but I think this is specifically a ownership and everything that breeds between those lines problem out in Carolina. But now, north up of Carolina, there's another team that's 0-2 right now. It's no other than the New York Giants, who also has a problem with management right now and someone on the hot seat. A team who left their star super running back and the face of the team for the past 7 years and not getting even offered a contract this last offseason. And now made him also public enemy number 1 at the city that treated him so well for the past 7 years. But truly, public enemy number 1 for the Giants is GM Joe Shane. Now, if you think of this carefully, I believe both teams could come off with a win-win situation. I'm going to start off with the New York Giants. Even though I don't think this is a Super Bowl or a playoff contender team right now, I believe that bringing in Bryce Young would give a breath of fresh air throughout the Giants management and give an upside future for the franchise and let people believe again. Funny enough, there has been a poll out there that asked Giants fans if they would like to bring in Young. Now, I'm a little shocked to see this, but a lot of them are 50-50, with a little bit of a push towards more, I would like to have Bryce Young on my team. I think this could be a good build around a team with a revamped O-line for him and a star wide receiver who I think is going to do great in the NFL of Malik Neighbors. Now, a benefit is also for Joe Shane, who I believe he can make this move if they are 0-4 or 0-5 or going winless towards their bye week, and they have to do something now. Because even though there's already reports that Joe is on the hot seat for his job, so making a trade like this and having it pan out for them will look good on him, and I think it'd save his bum. Now, overall, I think this would be a great trade. They're giving up only a second round pick if this does happen. And I think you still build a future around it, and you can go around that with many ways. Now, for Carolina, I think this could be a good reset on what is much needed for them, because they keep going into rebuild mode with no answers of improvements. Obviously, this Panthers team's management needs to realize there's only one of Patrick Mahomes. There's very, very few QBs coming out of college that are truly NFL ready right off the bat. There's too long of a list now of Carolina Panthers QBs starting off. It's just a start, and then they die their career because they're in Carolina. I think they need to build a future and have someone to build the future with them. I think a good example of all of this situation is the Chicago Bears. I think the management in Chicago, as well as certain analysts, believed that Caleb Williams was going to take them to the playoffs in his first year. And already in his first 2 weeks of his games, there's already been issues, and it's not issues that could be solved in 1 year. It's just something that needs to be developed. It just needs to be something overall takes time. A good example of the other way of this is no other than Jordan Love and the tutelage of Aaron Rodgers of the Green Bay Packers, who was also Aaron Rodgers was the tutelage of Brett Favre. I think the Panthers should just look into what the Packers have done for this quarterback. They're way to get it one done, and then give them 2 years, and then all of a sudden, oh, we're shipping you out. There's way too many of those times now of that happening. I think they need to bring in a player like Joe Flacco, or even better, having Andy Dalton play out for the rest of the season if they do decide to go that route. But if you are going to decide to go in that route, do not let Bryce Young play a single snap until you know he's ready, and build around that. I think putting him in the right spot of having the right team around him, especially upgrading more of their O-line. And I know that they got Leggett in the draft. They got Adam Thielen, and having a back of Miles Sanders, who has just not been doing so good, and the Canadian Chuba Hubbard. I think they can build a good around Bryce Young, but it just takes time. Everything takes time. So with that in mind, let me know what you guys think. Is it a good idea to trade? Do you think it's a good trade for both sides? Do you think Joe Schoen's going to get fired? I think he is. Let me know in the comments. Leave a like if you guys like this type of content. And don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much. I'm trying my best to keep on improving every video every day. Once again, thank you guys.